Hi, welcome to Chapter 2 of the game plan. Today we're going to go over some of the awesome things that are in Chapter 2 and a great way for you to get started on learning more about your story and why it's important. By now you should be filling in your workbook and kind of jumping in. I know it's easy to jump ahead because the book is so good, but let's really focus on doing each chapter and really absorbing it and being real, because that's really difficult sometimes. It's easy for us to just write down answers and go with the flow and do, the motions of it, but really be real with yourself and open up and really learn from this, absorb what she's saying. This is going to really give you an opportunity to know what your why is, and building a story is important, not just for this business, but learning what you want and what you need to get where you want to be is a big deal, okay? You simply need a strong enough why to do anything, okay? And if your why is strong enough, you won't give up when things get tough, when it gets, monotonous, showing up and doing it long after the excitement of saying you wanted to do it is gone. So it's really going to be a strong start for you. This book, Chapter 2, is where you get to the nuts and bolts of learning about yourself, okay? So I want you to know that your past does not define you. But it is going to be the fuel that drives you to get where you want to be. And that's big, okay? So often we have negative thoughts about ourselves, that we're not going to be able to do this, that we're not going to be able to be successful. Get that all out of your mind, because every single one of you can be successful. God's giving you the gifts and the talents you need, and you can totally do it. So what you need to know is that you need to have good influences. It's important to surround yourself with people who speak life over you and who build you up, okay? So Sarah's start in this book is rough. It's hard. And we're talking about poverty, student loans, debt. The American dream, right? Everybody in America lives pretty much in this category, it seems like. But she wanted something more, okay? And she was driven and she worked hard. And it's a very difficult road that she was on, and very emotional. And I look at this and I think, man, if she can do it, I can do it. Her story is very, very deep. My story doesn't go a lot like that, but everybody's story is unique to them, and it will be something to keep you motivated to get to your finish line. Okay, so one thing after I read Chapter 2 and I wrote down my story in the workbook and stuff like that, it was really important that I noticed that I realized that each of us are different. We have different gifts, talents, and our strengths are different. Okay, I know that we are going to make ranks at different times, and everybody has a different purpose and a different why, and that it's okay to be different, but you need to embrace your why and your story into your business in order to be successful. Because if you don't have that at the foundation, it's going to be easy to give up when things aren't going the way you want them to be. So this book is great for that. It's everything you need to get started in a young living business in one book, so you're not having to grab from different places. This is a great book to gift to people, in your organization, leaders, anybody who feels stuck, they're not sure how to get out of that rut. This is a great book because it gets you down to the basics. My number one favorite thing about this one chapter was really putting my story down and making it real, because once you put it on paper, it's real, So take the time today. I challenge you to really be real with yourself and be vulnerable, and really see what your why is, because it's easy to say, well, my why is to help people live a healthy lifestyle. All of us want that, I think. but really learn what your why is. You know, I want to be able to replace my husband's income and send my children to a Christian private school. I want to be able to have the time flexibility. You know, list everything that you want and why it's important to you down, and be able to travel and take my kids places and spend time as a family. List what's important to you and make sure that you are incorporating those into your story. And then that way, whenever you feel like, I don't want to do this anymore, or I don't want to do this today, you can look back at your story and be like, you know what, but this is my why. And I think it's just great to incorporate that into any business, not just Young Living. But this book, Sarah has really just, I think she's touched a lot of people's lives because she's been so open and transparent and about her why. And that is purposeful. I think that it drives people, it attracts people to her because she has been there and she knows where she wants to go and where she doesn't want to go back. So I think that's big. So today I challenge you to put your story down on paper. Tell me something that you know is a strength of yours, maybe something that you feel is a purpose that you have. Maybe it could be I just want to know what your why is. And sometimes it's not easy to share your story. Sometimes it's personal. Sometimes it's hard. It's hurtful. But getting it out and putting it on paper makes you real. Okay? And people love just the raw, vulnerable realness. Okay? So I think, what is it? They say stories sell. I think it's very huge to have a story and a why that you feel comfortable sharing. Okay, I mean, you might leave out some of the details that might not be something you want to share, but we can all say, hey, we've lived paycheck to paycheck and we don't want to be there, or we've been in this predicament, or something like that. So just be real with the story and realistic, and be able to share it and make it in a short amount of time, because you don't want to take on too much of somebody's life, but you want to be able to say, hey, I started this because of this, and this is where I was, and this is where I don't want to be again. So that's huge. So I want to know today, whenever the video is finished, I want you to tell me what your why is, where you want to go, and just sum it up. Like, hey, I want to be, yeah, we all want to be Royal Crown Diamond. Who doesn't? I mean, if you say, oh, just gold. No. I mean, we all want to be the top of the top, I'm sure. We pour into this to get some sort of results. So we all want to have a Royal Crown Diamond title, I'm sure. But what drives you to that? Why? Is it financial freedom? Is it time freedom? Is it the ability to not have to say no, to give? What is it? I want to know what your why is, and just a condensed version of your story. I think that's huge, because you need to be able to share it and be confident, because all of us have a story, and it's who we are, and it's what got us to where we are today. And it's not going to be rainbows and sunshine all the time. That's not life, you know. We all have storms and we all have great days, but there's something that got you to where you are today, and that's who you are. And you can't change that. And it makes you a stronger person, I think. So be confident in your story. Share with us, and just give me just an insight into your why. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll look forward to seeing you on Saturday. I hope the first week of the game plan is going great. I hope you feel confident. I hope you feel inspired. And we will see you Saturday. Y'all have a great day. Bye.